And we welcome into Lancer Stadium on a Thursday afternoon, wrapping up the second game of this Southwestern Conference series between the visiting Tigers of Edwardsville and your Lancers of Belleville. Welcome in, Steven Stockton. Glad to have you along. The Lancers coming to a record today of 18-12, looking to snap a 5-game losing streak and split a series with a top state-ranked team. Of course, the Tigers of Edwardsville continues to show how good of a program they are. They're off to an 18-8 start themselves, 6-1 in conference play. That's the first state coming into today, but also there's current Southwestern Conference implications on the line today at Belleville East and Edwardsville. Lancers would need this win today to set themselves up for at least a tie next week for first place in the conference. Coming into today, the Tigers are 6-1. They will have 4 Southwestern Conference games remaining next week. They'll play St. Louis twice in a doubleheader, and then will also take on O'Fallon. Belleville East only has 2 left after today. They will get Collinsville next week. So this is what the standings look like. Edwardsville at first at 6-1. Belleville East is in second at 7-2. Obviously, you got the 2 more games at hand that you have played 2 more. O'Fallon 5-4. Belleville West 5-4. They're tied for third. Alton's in fifth at 5-5, and then Collinsville in sixth at 3-6. And in seventh is East St. Louis 0-9. So if you do the math right now, Belleville East, if they were to drop this game, the best you could go is 9-3. The Tigers only have 1 loss, and even you would need a O'Fallon sweep to get a tie. But if Belleville East can win today, you'd be looking at 8-2, and technically you'd actually jump into first place because you would have a better win percentage because you played more games. But Belleville East would be 8-2. Edwardsville would be 6-2, and you can do the math. Lancers then, if they could go sweep against Collinsville, all they need is an O'Fallon loss or East St. Louis to beat Edwardsville, or more likely O'Fallon the way the Panthers have been playing this season. That's all you need next week. So obviously, you got to get help. You will need some help, possibly, or for sure you need help if you want to win it outright. But for you to tie, you're going to obviously have to win your. That's the bottom line. Is you have to go 2-0 against Collinsville. And Collinsville, over the years, they've split because it doesn't matter what record Collinsville is, they always play tough in the conference. But you will need to win both your games next week, and then that would at least clinch a tie and then get some help from O'Fallon. But Belleville East, the only way we could talk about that really is if you win today, and the Lancers are trying to do that. They're trying to snap a 3-game losing streak as well to the Tigers in the program history, as they have not beat them since 2023. That was a 5-3 win here on the 11th of May. But that's what's on the line today. Also, as I mentioned, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. We'll see if the Lancers could get it done today and continue riding off some momentum. Lancers athletics, softball's been playing very, very good softball. They're off to. They have Edwardsville today as well in conference play. Boys volleyball just won the Southwestern Conference Championship last night. Back-to-back conference championships for them, and a thrilling 2-set win over O'Fallon last night. So a lot of things going well. We'll see if baseball continue that today here against the Tigers of Edwardsville. And you'll have non-conference play as well tomorrow against Triad. And as we mentioned, you're going to wrap up with Collinsville in conference play next week. You're also going to get Highland the week after in non-conference play. And then Belleville East just revealed yesterday where they'll be at in the regional playoffs next 2 weeks. They'll be on the O'Fallon Regional, and they will be playing on Wednesday. That is going to be, I believe, let's do the math, May 28th? Let's see. Would that be the 28th? 28th. May 28th, that's going to be for the regional semifinal, and they will go up against the Collinsville Chaos, of course. It feels like we always play Collinsville in whatever sport. It could be basketball. It could, for both boys and girls. We just played them to girls back in February, and it feels like volleyball we always play them, and we're going to play them in softball and baseball. So that will be on May 31st at O'Fallon. If they were to win that game, they would go to the Saturday regional championship, where they would take on the winner of O'Fallon versus, believe I got to do the math on that. Actually, I forget who that is, who O'Fallon's playing. I believe they're playing Granite City. I don't think that's right. I think that is right. Granite City in the regional semifinal, and then they'll play in the regional championship on Saturday. On that regional championship Saturday, I was hoping they'd get the Belleville West regional, but they're on the O'Fallon regional, and we'll see how they can do. But they got to get back in the win column and find some momentum this week against the Tigers. And let's talk about the last few games. Let's talk about this week. Lancers have started the week 0-2 We'll start off with the loss to Edwardsville on Tuesday, 7-0 up there. Belleville just couldn't get the offense going. It was unfortunate that the pitch, it feels like the pitch was kind of slided a little bit. I don't think it's been bad, but I think it's kind of slided to where it's been lately. You give up 5 runs in the first. I know Edwardsville's a very good offensive team. They can hit, but Lancer pitching, you're throwing out Logan Faust, who's been really, really good this year, especially in conference play. He only allowed 1 run to Alton in 5 innings earlier this year. Gives up 5 runs in the first. Total giving up 6 earned, and the Lancer offense never got going. Only got 2 hits in the ball game and lost 7-0. Those 2 hits coming from Jalen Jones and Gabe Koshecki at the plate, and Joe Gerardo was on the mound. We know if you follow 618 baseball, follow Southwestern Conference baseball, that's the guy that is one of the best in the game. And Belleville had to face him on Tuesday. Lancers will go with their ace today, Tommy Kromkowski, to see if we can split the series. But that was Tuesday. Wednesday, yesterday, in non-conference played Jabot. That was the game that was supposed to be played here, I think, 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday. Rain rained us out, and they played at Jabot last Wednesday. And once again, the Lancer pitching gave up runs in the first inning. They gave up 5 in the first and went down 5-0 early. Could come back in the second, going to run, make it 5-1. Jabot gets another run back in the bottom of the second, and that would lead to a 6-1 lead. And you would see your 2 pitchers open up the game, Reed Newmeyer and Luke Monroe, allow 8 of those runs, all 8 of those runs, but only 6 of them earned, which is a little bit scary as Lancers committed 2 errors in the game. And it feels like, to me, at least this season, Belleville East has been a very good defensively team. They've done a good job playing defense, not committing many errors, but he gave up 200 runs yesterday. I know, obviously, you still lose by 1 run if you don't you count those minus those 200 runs, but still you would like your defense to be better in those spots. Belleville East did have a very good offensive game. Angus Gartland, a sophomore, launched his first home run of the season. It was the 8th total team home run on the year, and the Lancers would fall now on 8-5. And they chipped away. They got it down to 6-4 in the 5th, but 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th gave Jabot 2 more runs. They got him up to 8, and Lancers fell 8-5. Did have 9 hits in the ball game, but gave up too many runs to a Jabot team that was 7-16 going into yesterday. So it's a tough loss in non-conference play. And the Lancers have they've been struggling in non-conference play. They've lost a couple now in non-conferences going back. The last time actually they won a non-conference game, it looks like, was Centralia back on the 21st of April. They won that 6-0. Since then, they've lost to Father McGivney, SLU High, Bree Central, Effingham St. Anthony, and then Jabot. They'll get 2 more non-conference games left, as mentioned, Triad and Highland over the next 2 weeks remaining in the regular season. Let's talk a little bit about Edwardsville. They're coming at 18-8, and this is a team that's been very successful on the year. They went down to North Carolina, played in an Invitational USA Baseball high school tournament, and played some very tough competition. Went 0-4, but I'm most likely going to say these teams are probably really good. Just how close they are. Lost to Miami Columbus 5-3, or Columbus Miami it should be 5-3. Castile Arizona 9-2. California team 5-0. Huntington Beach California 6-3. They lost those 2 games, but after that, though, you take that out, though, they're 18-4, and they've had a really, really good season. Knocked off Normal Community 11-0, one of the top teams in 4A. Juliet Catholic 5-4. Juliet West 9-5. DeSmet 12-5. Lost to Francis Howell for the first loss of the year 7-1. When they came back from North Carolina, they've won 8 straight ball games, knocking off McCracken County. Kentucky 8-5, Collinsville 13-1, 1-0, swept that series. Columbia 4-1, Rochester 8-0. 2 teams that the Lancers have played. There's 2 common opponents. Alton 13-8 and 8-1. Belleville West 10-3. They actually did it in a split in that series with Belleville West, which is one of the only conference loss so far for Edwardsville. They lost that 2-1 in the second game. They've won 2 straight. After that, knock it off Chatham Glenwood 11-3, Highland 7-5. They lost to Topless 5-4, and then they just defeated East on Tuesday 7-0. Get you an 18-8 record and 6-1 in conference play. They're coming in 1-1 in their last 2, 3-1 in their last 4, 8-2 in their last 10. They're 6-2 in games against common opponents with the Lancers. They've won over Granite City, Columbia, Rochester, Belleville West, and Collinsville twice, and they have lost to Mascoutah and Belleville West. They're scoring almost 7 runs per game, 6.81 to be exact, and they're giving up just about 3.5 runs per game. They're batting .336 on the season as a team with a .449 OBP, 46 slugging. They've hit 16 home runs on the year as a team. That's the highest I've seen here in the high school over the years. They are pitching a 3.57 ERA as a pitching staff. Get up 90 runs, 65 of them earned, 164 2/3 innings pitched. They have a 7.89 Ks per 7 in those innings as well. And this is the stat that I think is going to be very interesting for both teams. It's been very interesting on the year. We'll start off with Edwardsville. They are undefeated this season, 17-0. 17 of their 18 wins have came when they scored first in the ball game. They are 17-0 when they do that. Belleville East, their side, is 15-1. And you do the math, Lancers are 3-11 when they go down early in a ball game. Edwardsville is also 16-0 when they score 5 runs or more in a ball game. They're 2-8 when they score 4 runs or less, and their pitching's been very, very good. 13-1 when they give up 4 or less. Belleville East is looking for their first win in 2 weeks. May 1st/May 2nd was a suspended game from May 1st that was played on May 2nd. That was the last time they won. They're trying to get it done here today, here against the Tigers. Back in a moment, our national anthem coming up at our first pitch between the Tigers and the Lancers of Southwestern Conference play.
Hitting second, the shortstop, Grady Davis. Hitting third, the first baseman, Caden Kagas. Up fourth, the center fielder, Reed Newmeyer.
Welcome back in here to Lancer Stadium, Belleville East. Steven Stocker with you. Let's go ahead and meet the Lancer starter today. It's going to be the ace Missouri State commit, Tommy Kramkowski. He'll be taking the bump today for the Lancers. He'll be making his 8th start, 8th appearance of the season, coming in 2-3, pitching 27 innings on the air, giving up 14 runs, 7 of them earned. That's good for a 1.81 ERA, 14 hits on the season, and 17 strikeouts to 9 walks. That's a 34 strikeouts to 5 walks. I was reading the wrong one. Tommy, 34 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 8.81 Ks per 7. He has a whip of 0.70. Doesn't allow many base runners. Hitters are batting 147 against him with a 206 OBP. And he will look to get the Lancers a split in Southwestern Conference play. Lancers have lost the last 3 meetings with the Tigers, and they trailed the series 10-4 since 2018. They've only won 2 matchups since 2022, and you go from 18 to 21. They've only won 2 matchups in that time frame as well. So we'll see if the Lancers can get a win today. And you go back to 1999. Since 1999, the Tigers lead the overall series 40-14 with the Lancers. So see if the Belleville East can get a win today, as Jack Kurgan will lead things off, the left fielder for the Tigers. In Southwestern Conference play, also playing today is Collinsville and O'Fallon. Panthers took the first game on Tuesday 7-3. Belleville West and East St. Louis. Maroons won the first game 16-1. We'll have those scores for you throughout today's game. First pitch will miss outside for a ball, 1-0. We're underway right exactly at 4:30 p.m. today. Next pitch from Tommy is the first one misses. The second one delivered for a strike, 1-1. Tigers 18-8, 6-1 in Southwestern Conference play. This is only their 8th road game of the season. They're 5-2. That one's going to miss outside, 2-1. If you want to include those the trip down to North Carolina played at neutral sites, they're 5-6. But you take those away, 5-2. 2-1, Tommy. That one's fouled off to the left, 2-2. Lancers, the other side, are 10-4 at home. And they have a little bit of a losing streak here at home. They're looking to snap. Have lost Slew high in their most recent ball game. Ground ball to short to the left side. There's the Lancer third baseman today in Gabe Koshecki firing it over to first, and it's in time for out number 1. And a good start today for Tommy Kremkowski. And this is the guy that does not allow many base runners, and when you get to this heart of the order, middle part of the order for the Tigers, you do not want to have any base runners on facing these guys, as Lucas Krebs, the shortstop, will step in. This is the guy that can hit. One of their more scarier hitters as he takes the strike 0-1. 1 home run, 12 RBIs on the year coming in. Does have a 367 average and a 500 OBP. 494 slugging. Just nearly missing 1,000 OPS. It's 0-2 as he fouls that one off out of play. Lancers 7-2 in conference play. The only losses so far to Alton and Edwardsville. The 0-2 from Tommy. Fouled off out of play. Edwardsville on the other side. They've only lost to Belleville West. Split that series with the Maroons. And I tell you, Belleville West, you take away those 2 games against the Lancers where Belleville's won 5-4 and then 11-0 at West. They've been playing some good ball. They're 5-2 outside of that. Split with the Tigers and split with the Panthers. That's not bad. This one's going to be chopped to the right side. It's a fair ball down the first base line. Tommy fielded to get the tag. He did. Trying to run around him was Krebs, but Tommy did get the tag, and it's unassisted. And it's 2 away. So now bring in the center fielder today for the Tigers, Joe Gerardo, who ended up pitching game 1 against the Lancers. Did very good on the mound, and just a guy that's been very scary to face for the Tigers. That one's going to plunk him, and he's going to take first base on the hit by pitch, ran inside. And the Tigers have a 2-out base runner. And let's see if Tommy can get out of this here. Got to make sure this one doesn't sting. As bring up the clip hitter, the catcher today for the Tigers, Max Waltenberger. And Gerardo came into today with a 600 OPP. First pitch, a ball 1-0. There's a strike. It'll go 1-1. Tommy just 1 out away. Getting out of this inning. Trying to put up a 0 early. And the pitch. This one's fouled straight back. 1-2. Tommy trying to get the last strike here. Send it to the bottom of the first. He's got a 1-2 on Waltenberger, the catcher for the Tigers. 328 average for him on the year, 477 OBP. The pitch, that one misses outside. It'll be an easy stolen base for Gerardo, who is off on the pitch. So a stolen base for the Alabama commit, standing at second. And Gerardo, his 9th stolen base of the season. He's a perfect 9 for 9. And Tigers, a 2-out hit by pitch, have put the runner in scoring position. It's a 2-2 coming. And the pitch, runner's off, throw down to third. And it was in time, but the tag was not. Just couldn't apply it. Was Koshecki going around him. Was Gerardo. And it's a full count. The runner on at third, 2 out, and Lancer's in some trouble now in the top of the first. 3-2. Here it comes from Tommy. 1 strike away, and he can't get that one as it misses in the dirt away. Ball 4. Hit by pitch, 2 stolen bases, and a walk.
Now batting for Edwardsville, the first baseman, number 23.
It'll be first and third, 2 out. A courtesy runner on at first for the catcher in Waltenberger. And it looks like it'll be number 7 for the Tigers, Logan Porter, who will courtesy run over at first. So runners at the quarters for the Tigers. Tyler Powell, the first baseman, will step in. Powell, 3 home runs, 21 RBIs. .377 average, .465 OBP, a .656 slugging steps in. First pitch. Misses. Gets away for the Lancer catcher, and Lindemann scored from third. Is Gerardo. First to second goes Porter. And the Tigers have an early lead, 1-0 on a wild pitch. A 2-out hit by pitch. And some very good base running by the Tigers, and Gerardo, 2 stolen bases. That takes advantage of a wild pitch. And the Tigers have an early 1-0 lead. Tommy trying to limit it to 1 run. The 1-0, that one's fouled back, 1-1. Just mentioned on the pregame, the Tigers this year are 17-0, and they score first in the ball game. Lancers, the other side, are 3-11 when opponent scores first. So keep that in mind today. As the Tigers probably throw their ace today. Throw down to third, and another stolen base. This one gets away down the line. Coming from third's Porter. He's going to score as the throw is late. 2-0 Edwardsville in the top of the first. Back-to-back wild pitches have scored back-to-back Tiger runs. 2-0 here in the top of the first. All coming with 2 outs. Hit by pitch. 2 stolen bases, a walk, and 2 wild pitches now to this at-bat. 2-2's the count. Not the way the Lancers wanted the top of the first to go. They started well, 2 ground outs. Now the Tigers have played it 2. That one's going to miss, 3-2. Another full count here. Had a full count to Waltenberger, the previous batter. With Porter courtesy running for him, he came home to score. 3-2 pitch from Tommy, looking for the last out. The pitch, that one's fouled off, and a lot of foul balls in this first inning as well by Edwardsville. They've done a good job just trying to hit the ball, and they've made contact. Obviously, they didn't score that run with any of the runs with contact so far, but they're getting on the ball. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Tommy Krupkowski gets Powell to go down swinging, and the Lancers get out of the top of the first on 2 2-out runs, thanks to 2 stolen bases by Joe Gerardo and 2 wild pitches. Edwardsville leads early, 2-0. We head to the bottom of the first. Lancers back for the first time in this one. Back in a moment. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. We're back bottom of the first. Lancers face an early 2-0 deficit. This is how Coach Wiggs has his boys lined up today. The starting pitcher, Tommy Krupkowski, will hit for himself. He'll lead things off. Grady Davis, the shortstop, will bat second. Caden Kagas is in the 3 spot. He bats third. Reed Newmeyer will have the cleanup duties today. He hits fourth. Gabe Koshecki will bat fifth. Brody Lindemann bats sixth. Angus Gartland will bat seventh. He launched his first career home run yesterday against Chabot. As Tommy swings and misses the first pitch 0-1. Nas Ferris will bat eighth. He's in right field today, and batting ninth, wrapping things out is Jalen Jones. He plays second today. Tommy Kripkowski trying to get something going here after a very tough end into the top of the first. You got the first two guys out, 2 ground outs. They don't allow a hit, and then it's a hit by pitch, a walk, and then those 2 at-bats, 2 stolen bases, and then 2 wild pitches next at-bat. Fouled off by Tommy, down 0-2. Hunter Bow is the starter today for the Tigers. He's making his 8th appearance of the season, his 5th start. He's 3-0 and 21 2/3 innings pitched, and very, very good this season. How about this? 3 runs allowed in those 21 innings. How about just one of those runs being earned? Just one. It's a .32 ERA. Going to be tough today. He's only allowed 13 hits on the season. 1-2 to Tommy. This one's popped up right side of the infield. Let's see if it's going to go out of play. It will. So another one coming for Kripkowski. He's given up 13 hits. He has 22 strikeouts to 6 walks, a 7.11 Ks per 7. His whip is 0.88. Hitters are batted 160 against him with a 253 OBP. The pitch to Tommy. That one's going to miss low. 2-2. He's worked it here from 0-2 to 2-2, trying to get on and get something going. Lancers have not scored in the first inning since April 29th. He scored 5 runs in an 11-5 win over O'Fallon. That's going to miss. 3-2, and it runs full. Tommy fouls another one off, and a one at that bat here to start things off for Tommy Kripkowski. Trying to set the tone here, the top part of the order. Reason why he's leading off. 3-2. And here it comes from the Edwardsville right-handers. A swing and a miss. Tommy Kripkowski goes down swinging, opens things up here in the bottom of the first. Count number 1. Now bringing in Grady Davis. The Lancers shortstop today comes in batting with a .449 average, 500 OBP, 590 slate. Out tips the first pitch. No home runs, 20 RBIs on the year for Grady. The 0-1. Breaking ball in there, 0-2 to Davis. So it's going to be popped up foul out of play. It's still 0-2 on Davis. As I mentioned, the Lancers will get Collinsville in the playoffs in 2 weeks. That'll be at O'Fallon. And let me pull it up here real quick for I believe they are the 4 o'clock. They're going to play at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday, May 28th. And it's strike 3. Davis will go down looking for out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bow. To open up his day, the Tiger Ace came in with a .32 ERA, and, well, he's shown why he has it. 2 strikeouts to open things up. So now bringing Caden Kagas, the Lancer first baseman. They will go up. If they were to win that game, they would play the winner of 3-seed O'Fallon versus 5-seed Alton. They will play that one at 6 o'clock following the conclusion of the Lancers K-Hawks game. And the 2 winners will play on May 31st. That's a Saturday at 3 o'clock. So that one's hit down the third base line. The Edwardsville third baseman in Pointer will fire over to first. And nice split over at first by Powell. Does the splits and makes the play for round number 3. Lancers go down to 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Tigers to bat, leading 2-0 on to the second. This is Lancer Baseball here on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Grayson Ragbub will bat here for the Tigers to lead off the top of the second. 6, 7, 8 part of the order for Edwardsville. Still looking for their first hit, but lead 2-0. First pitch is a strike delivered from Tommy Kripkowski, and the count moves 0-1. Lancers gave up 2 in the first, coming with 2 outs, and now looking to put up a 0 here is Kripkowski. He's only allowed 2 base runners with a hit by pitch to walk, but both of them scored on wild pitches. It's 0-2. Tommy's able to get one in there. The Missouri State commit going to go play baseball next year at Missouri State and pitch. Going to be very good at the Division I level. That one's going to miss outside 1-2. Just missed. And a 1-2 coming from Tommy. Ground ball hit right side. Jalen Jones will field it. Nice play from the Lancers second baseman. He'll throw it over to first. And Ragbub's retired for the first out.
The designated hitter, number 26, Johns.
Now bringing in Augustus Johns, the DH today for the Tigers, wearing number 26 in the 7th spot. Usually don't see Jalen Jones in the infield playing it today with Newmeyer in center. Usually see Jalen in that spot. That one's going to miss outside 1-0, but he's a guy that can play anywhere. Has a good bat as well. He bats 9th today in the Lancer lineup. 1-0 here on Jones. He is DHing for the Tiger third baseman Evan Pointer. As it will be Hunter Bow who's on deck. He's going to hit for himself today. So both the pitchers today for the Tigers and the Lancers will hit. 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. Lancers not using the DH today. Essentially, Tommy will become the DH. I believe that's what will happen when he comes out in his spot. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Tommy looking for his second K. He got Powell to go down swinging in the first. Looking to do the safety here on Jones, the Tiger DH. Came into today with the second highest batting average on the team for the Tigers, 333. Swing and a miss. He got him, Tommy, with his second strikeout of the day. And he's retired the last 3 Tiger batters 2-away.
The pitcher, number 1, Ball.
Bring up Hunter Bow, the starter for the Tigers. So we know he's a good pitcher, obviously 0.32 ERA. But hitting-wise, I'll tell you right now, pretty good. 319 average as a hitter, no home runs, 14 RBIs. Also has a 440 OBP. To go with a 377 slugging. He's got a 1-0. There's one of the outside part from Tommy, 1-1. Lancers in the bottom of the second will send the 4-5-6 part of the order. They'll start off with Reed Newmeyer, followed by Gabe Kashecki, and then Brody Lindeman. Anyone who gets on, Angus Gartland will hit. 1-2 is the count. As Tommy's able to get one over on 1-1 and go 1-2. Looking for back-to-back Ks at a 1-2-3 second, the pitch. This one's going to be hit into center. Newmeyer moving back, puts the glove up, but it's going to get past him. Throw into second, going to be cut off. And Bow's on at second base. 2-out base runner for the Tigers.
The second baseman, number 3, Nick Sherrod.
As Bow's got a double. And that's how Edwardsville scored both of their runs to the first with a 2-out base runner. And an opportunity to that as well. We did have a courtesy runner on at second for Bow, and it looks like that's going to be number 17. Will Downs will courtesy run. First pitch here to the 9th hitter now for the Tigers. Nick Sherrod, the second baseman. This goes 1-0 on him. The brother of Joe Sherrod. And in 294, 368 OBP, 294 slugging, just only 20 at-bats. Tried to show bunt, missed it, throw down to third, safe. The third stolen base today by the Tigers. And the 5th runner that's advanced on a stolen base or wild pitch so far. And once again, The Tigers have a runner on at third. It's a 2-0 count coming. That one's going to miss. 3-0, and it's the ninth place hitter. You go back to the top part of the order after this. And Jack Kurgan, and after that it's Krebs and Gerardo. I don't know if you want to face those guys, especially if there's runners at the corners. There's a strike, 3-1. He's able to get one over. This is a fly ball in a left center. And let's see who's going to want it. The Lancers center fielder, Newmeyer, moving to his right. He'll make the play, and the Lancers get out of it. They get out of a jam after a 2-out double, and it's still in base. We've played 1.5. Tigers lead 2-0 on to the bottom of the second. Back in a moment. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Lancers looking for a leadoff base runner, and Ree Newmeyer. So he will step in, a left-handed batter. The cleanup hitter today for Coach Wiggs. And the first pitch from Bow is hit to the right side. The Tigers' second baseman is there, and Nick Gerardo will fire over to first. And Newmeyer is retired on the first pitch. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the bottom of the second.
For the Lancers, the third baseman, Gabe Kashicki.
1 out to bring in the next batter for Belleville. The third baseman, Gabe Kashicki, will come in. Goes in batting .222, 333 OBP, 333 slugging, no home runs, 4 RBIs. He's looking to come through here. Down 2-0 early. Talked about Edwardsville, undefeated this year, and they score first. The 0-1. This is a fly ball hit in right center. Center fielder, right fielder moving in. It's going to be the right fielder that's going to make the play as it's caught by Ragba and right, 2 away. So 2 outs on 3 pitches for Bow, who's working efficiently in the bottom of the second. They'll now bring in the 6-hitter, the sophomore catcher, Brody Lindeman. Brody coming in batting .370. 465 OBP, 479 slugging, no home runs, but big RBI count at 21 on the year for the sophomore catcher. He's done a good job driving runners in, trying to get himself on a 1-0. He will, as that one's going to get in the outfield on the left side. First hit today for Belleville East, the first base runner, is Brody Lindeman with 2 outs, and now Angus Cartland with an opportunity to get something going with 2 outs. Lancers will send a courtesy runner over at first, and that'll be Logan Faust, who will courtesy run at first for the Lancer catcher. Angus Gartland launched his first career varsity bomb yesterday against Chabot on the road, 8-5 loss. Seen him play a little bit. He played at the Busch Stadium game a few weeks ago. That was our first look at him. Steps in here. First pitch to him. He'll swing at it, pop it up. This one's going to go right behind us. It'll go foul 0-1. Gartland coming in, batted .438 and 19 plate appearances, 16 at-bats, 526 OPP. Now, it's like it's very high, that home run, 750. The home run, 5 RBI, so the Atlanta sophomore. I like to extend the inning for a guy that can drive in guys, too. Nas Ferris, he's done a good job of that this season. He waits on deck. He would like to get an opportunity with 2 guys on. Nice pitch from Ballard, 0-2 as it's a swing and a miss. Coming up at the top of the third, we'll have some Southwestern Conference scores for you. 2 matchups today. Collinsville at O'Fallon. And Belleville West at East St. Louis. Both the Panthers and the Bruins took game 1 on Tuesday in those respective matchups. There's a swing and a miss, and Bow will pick up his second K as the Lancers will strand a 2-out single by Lindemann at first as Gartland goes down swinging. We've played 2 here from Belleville East on a windy Thursday afternoon. The Tigers hold on to a 2-0 advantage over the Lancers. Back in a moment for the third. This is Southwestern Conference Baseball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Jack Kurgan will lead things off for the third here for Edwardsville. 2-0 score in favor of the Tigers. Steve Stock with you. Glad to have you along today. Been a busy week. 3 straight games with me on the call for Belleville East. All started with a 2-set win against Alton and boys volleyball on Tuesday, and a very fun one last night. 2-set win over O'Fallon to claim the Southwestern Conference Championship. Back-to-back championships for the boys volleyball program. Joe Nesbitt and his boys won one last year, handed the reins over to Kim Riley this season, and she's got that banner back for Belleville East. Played a very, very good game last night. One of their best games of the season. There's a swing and a miss, and it goes 1-2 on O'Fallon's Kurgan. As I mentioned, do have some scores for you. I'm going to get those to you here in just a moment. So the strikeout for Tommy Krupkowski, that's going to be his third. And he's got a strikeout in every inning so far to open things up. Got one in Powell to end the first. Got the second out in the second. A strikeout of Jones, and then a strikeout for the first out here in the third of Kurgan. So now here's Lucas Krebs, the shortstop. He grounded out to Tommy on a little tapper down the first base line. There's a strike 0-1. So let's give you a look at the Southwestern Conference coming into today. Kind of describe to you how big of a game today it is for Belleville East. The Lancers are trying to win this game and set themselves up for a scenario next week where they can tie, share a bit of the Southwestern Conference Championship. Came in 7-2, Tigers 6-1. If you lose today, you would need a lot of help. There's a ground ball to the right side. It's through for a base hit for Krebs. Second hit of the day for the Tigers. So 1-out base runner. Now you got the middle of the part of the order coming up. So 1-out single. So bring in the center fielder for the Tigers, Joe Gerardo, the center fielder. The 1-out hit. Tigers have had a base runner on in every inning so far. So he'll step in, and he got everything going with 2 outs in the first. Was hit by the pitch, then stole second and third. And then came home on a wild pitch. Got the first run of the day for the Tigers. They are 17-0 when they score first in the ball game. or check back at first. Almost got him was Kagas. But in there safely is Krebs. So, but if Edwardsville wins today, as mentioned, you would need help. You would be 7-3. Tigers would be 7-1. There's a fly ball to center on the first pitch. Newmeyer moving to his left. He'll put the glove up, make the catch, and a big second out. And Tigers would have 4 Southwestern Conference games left. Lancers with 2. And Edwardsville would play East St. Louis twice in a doubleheader. And they would get O'Fallon Tuesday and Thursday. You would need a 2-2 stretch in those four games, which is essentially, I mean, that's they're asking for a lot out of Edwardsville to lose 2 games. As they picked them off at first. All they're going to say it was safe. Lancers thought they had him at first on the pickoff. All the guys were in ready to go down the dugout. Instead, they called him safe, and Krebs back in there safely. And it continues here with Max Waltenberger, the catcher, batted for the Tigers. Runners off now. Throw down from Lindemann a second. The tag. Ball doesn't lie. He's out at second. Great play by Brody Lindemann. They had him at first, called him safe, and then he tries to steal second, and you betcha Brody was ready for it. Threw it down to second. Lindemann's throw in time as Jones applies the tag, and we move to the bottom of the third. Tigers holding on to a 2-0 lead. Back in a moment here in Southwestern Conference action on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Ferris will lead off the bottom of the third for the Lancers. 8-9-1, down 2-0 in the bottom of the third here. Great play by Brody Lindemann in the top of the third. He threw it down there, and Lancers wanted the pickoff on the previous pitch, or the throwdown before that pitch. And they called him a safe at first. Lancers thought they had him, and still trying to steal second, though, was Krebs, and Brody was ready for it. Ground ball hit up the middle. The Tigers shortstop is there. High throw at first, but a great play over. Krebs throwing it over to Powell. There's out number 1. So 2 pitches, 1 out, and that's what we've seen out of Bao the start today for the Tigers. Just quick work. Had a very quick start at the top of the second. Lancers did get a 2-out single, but still has done well. Efficient. That's what we say is efficient here at the Tigers starter. Here's Jalen Jones, 9th hitter today for Belleville, stepping in. Count goes 1-0 as the first pitch misses. So we got those Southwestern Conference standings for you. This is what they look like with the scores today. Edwardsville at first at 6-1. Lancers are in second at 7-2. O'Fallon and Belleville West are tied for third at 5-4. 2 O's fouled off out of play. In 5th place is Alton. They're 5-5 at 500. 6th place is Collinsville, 3-6. East St. Louis in last at 0-9. And start off with the matchups. Obviously, Edwardsville and Belleville East today. The other 2, as we saw on Tuesday, O'Fallon took a 7-3 win over Collinsville in their first game of the series. And Belleville West knocked off East St. Louis 16-1 on Tuesday, which leads you to today, the scores in Southwestern Conference play. Collinsville at O'Fallon at 0-0. Bottom of the second with the Panthers batting. And over at East St. Louis with Belleville West leading the Flyers 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Southwestern Conference play. Again, the Lancers, control their own destiny right now. That's the thing. That's the bottom line coming into today. They control their own destiny, but how long can you control it for? You have to win today, continue to control it into next week. As Jalen will get a walk there, And the Lancers
To the top of the order, and the pitcher,
will have a base runner.
number 22, Tommy Gronkowski.
Jalen Jones will walk. We're talking about, if you don't win today, you will need help. You need the Tigers to go 2-2, and you have to go 2-0. But if you win today, all you got to do is win those 2 games next week, and you have a share of the Southwestern Conference title. And who doesn't say that the Panthers are going to split the Tigers? I think that's very possible. And you're looking at Edwardsville finishing then with 3 losses, Lancers with 2 at 10-2, and well, there you go. So you got to win this first one today. That's the bottom line for sure. So here's Tommy Kripkowski back to the top of the order. He struck out swinging first time up. Did have a very long at bat. I forgot to do the research for you, but I'm looking at now when the last time the Lancers won a Southwestern Conference title in the sport of baseball. Tigers have won it for the last 5 years. End up losing as Jalen Jones is safe at second base with a stolen base. Jalen grabbing number 15 of the season. Lancers now have their first base runner in scoring position today now. 1 out runner at second. Trying to do the same thing Edwardsville did. That's how they manufactured their first run. At the top of the first, they had 2 stolen bases by Gerardo. Or the strike, and they'll go 0-2 on Jalen Jones. Or on Kripkowski, Jalen Jones at second. Last time Edwardsville did not win that Southwestern Conference. It was back in 2018. That was the last time they did not win a regional title. That year they went 9-5 in Southwestern Conference play. It was the O'Fallon Panthers that won the conference championship that year. O'Fallon's had some really good years as well, where they've thrown Edwardsville from that Southwestern Conference title. My bet, I would say the last time the Lancers have won the conference, I want to say it was under Coach Blomberg, probably. Some really good teams in his coaching days as the head coach. That one's fouled back from Tommy. Former assistant athletic director on the coaching staff as assistant coach again this year for Lancer baseball. 1-2 here on Tommy Kripkowski. Runner at second, 1 out. Tommy coming into today, sitting at 23 RBIs on the air. Looking for number 24. That one's going to miss, 2-2. Currently into 2011 right now is the last time they won the conference. Still going back. And I'll have an answer for you soon, though. Last time the Lancers finished second that year in 2010. I thought they would have had it that year, 11-3. It's going to be fouled off. Grant City that year went 10-4 in 2010. Tommy putting up a battle. He's put up a battle these first 2 at-bats for him. First inning was a very long at-bat. Struck out. This time, another very long at-bat trying to avoid the strikeout. And the pitch. Runners off. Throw down to third. Jalen are still on base. Back-to-back stolen bases for Jalen. And he sits at third with 1 out. Stolen base number 16 of the season. And Tommy's got a full count, 3-2. Big opportunity at least to get 1. You got to get on the board. Tommy an opportunity to do that. Grady Davis waits on deck with a full count loaded. The 3-2. This one's going to be hit to the right side near the right field line. And that one's just going to go foul, land by the fence. It was almost, right fielder almost got there for the Tigers and Grayson Ragpa. Another payoff pitch coming for Kripkowski. Ball 4. Tommy draws a walk. I mean, he's done a really good job of the plate today. 2 very quality at-bats. So he's on back-to-back walks. And here's the guy who likes to get on base, and Grady Davis came in 2 today with a 500 OBP. Struck out first time up. He has runners at the corners, 1 out. An opportunity to get the Lancers on the board. First pitch to Davis will miss, 1-0. Davis, 20 RBIs on the year. Ground out, 2 walks in the inning, 2 stolen bases by Jones. That's why he's at third. Davis swings an inside pitch. Fouls it off 1-1. Still trying to get the double play to get out of this inning. It's a 1-1 coming. So wind picks up here at Belleville. It's been windy all day. Check back at first. In there safely is Krimkowski. And I just did the research. The last time Lancers won a Southwestern Conference title in the sport of baseball looks to be the year 2000. That year went 29-7 overall, went 10-2 in the Southwestern Conference. I believe that's correct. I might be mistaken. I might have missed a year, but I believe 2000 was the last time the Lancers won the Southwestern Conference. I'm interested to actually go look now and see how that playoff bracket looked out for Belleville East, because it looks like they made a little bit of a run looking at their schedule. So I'm going to have that for you in a moment. Our check back at first. Tommy in there safely. And the pitch, there's a strike. Able to get it when they're in the count, even up at 2 apiece. Our check back in there safely again is Krimkowski. Yeah, so let's look here and see. It looks like the Lancers, well, yeah, it looks like they lost in the regional, is that regional semifinal? Let's see here. So that would have been semifinal. They beat Cahokia. Yeah, they lost in the regional championship. Wow. Lost to Outsaw 4-3 in 2000 regional championship. Interesting. Defeated Cahokia in the first round 6-0. Just an interesting schedule looking at it. Another check back in there. They keep trying to pick off Tommy. It's not working. Lancers already 2 stolen bases in the inning. Trying to get on the board. It's a 2-2 count here on Davis. And we have another one coming from the Tiger right-hander. And the pitch. Fouled off again. Still 2-2. Just need a fly ball. Most likely bring in Jalen from third with his speed. Ground ball possibly as well, as long as it's not a double play. Check back in there safely again. It's Krimkowski. Try it again. 2-2. Count even up. Pitch to Davis. That one's going to miss. It runs full. Lancers have on deck Caden Kagas. Last 2 have reached with walks. Let's see if we get another one here. Lancers have done a very good job today in these first three, and especially in the third with the quality at-bat starts. Check back at first, and they're safely again is Tommy. Started with Kromkowski. I thought Jalen had a good at-bat, drew a 5-pitch walk. Now it's Grady Davis battling here. It's worked at full, 3-2. At the quarters, 1 out. Tigers lead 2-0 to the third. The pitch. Ground ball hit right side, double play ball. Second baseman flips a short out. Throwing a first, double play. Great pitching by the Tigers to get a double play. That's what the Lancers did not want. They just needed the ball to go in the outfield. Instead, it's a 4-6-3 double play, and the Lancers cannot score a run. We've played 3 here from Belleville East. The Tigers hold it on to a 2-0 lead over the Lancers. We move to the fourth. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. The catcher today for Edwardsville, Max Waltenberger, back up to the plate, resuming his at-bat from the third. That was interrupted on a pickoff. Caught stealing after a pickoff. Went down to second as Lucas Krebs tried to grab a stolen base, and Brody Lindemann had other ideas for him. And a caught stealing as it's 2-0 here, and that pitch is hit up the middle, and oh, what a play by Davis, but couldn't get there. I mean, he went out for it, going to his left. But a single here for Waltenberger to lead things off. Gave a really good effort on that ball. But Waltenberger saw it for the second time. A walk, now a single. And to bring in Tyler Powell, who struck out swinging in the first. Pitch to Powell coming here from Kromkowski. Lancers came in 2 today trying to avoid a 5-game losing streak. The others throw out a second, and Jalen had the tag, but the ball was knocked out of his glove. As Jalen is in a little bit of pain here. He had a little bit of a collision with the Tigers base runner. And Waltenberger's courtesy ran, and hopefully Jalen's all right as he's walking over to Coach Wiggs at first base. And it looks like it's with his mouth. He may have blood as he's reaching for his mouth. And hopefully he's all right. Had the ball knocked out of the glove on a collision over at second base. He's over in the Lancer dugout. Hopefully he's all right. And we got to see who's going to come in at second, if Jalen will stay in or not. As with the stolen base for the Tigers is number 7, Logan Porter. He's now at second. And we are waiting here to see who will come in at second for the Lancers to replace Jalen Jones. but he's all right as Jalen Jones looks like he's going to be out of the game for Belleville East. He's had that collided. The ball came out of his glove and made contact in the face area. And Lancers will now send in, I believe that's number 3 for Belleville East, which is going to be Adam Smith, who will replace at second base for Jalen Jones.
Checking in at second base for the Lancers, Adam Smith.
So Adam Smith, the junior, will play second. It's an 0-1 count after the stolen base by Porter. Courtesy running for Waltenberger. Porter ended up scoring first time around as well. How's back in the first. 0-1. Breaking ball, miss inside, 1-1. Tigers, the leadoff runner on by a single by Waltenberger up the middle. Nobody out. The pitch. Swing, gonna miss 1-2. Good pitch from Tommy. One, two. There it is, strike 3. Tommy Krupkowski gets the strikeout look. He now has a strikeout in every inning, continuing the streak. Had a strikeout in the first to Powell, strikeout of Jones in the second, strikeout in the third of Kurgan, all swinging. This one's looking. First one today, looking out of the 4. And there's 1 out for the next batter in the right fielder, Grayson Ragba for the Tigers. Batting .310, 430 OPP, 437 slugging. Home run, 12 RBIs on the year. Grounded out to second first time up as Tommy will step off on the mound. Take a look at the runner at second. And Porter, that's now 4 stolen bases today for the Tigers after that stolen base. Showing butt, misses it, throw down. They won't even attempt it. Was Lindemann. It's a stolen base, another one for Porter. And the Tigers now have a runner at third with 1 out. Looking to add on, scored 2 runs in the first. Put up 2 zeros in the second and third. Now looking to pump at least a 1 in this inning. There's a strike from Tommy. Gets one across, 1-1. Tigers today, coming into today, 1-1 in their last 2, 3-1 in their last 4, 8-2 in the last 10. That one's going to miss 2-1. They started the year 5-0. Then lost to Francis Howell for their first loss. Then won 2 more to get to 7-1. Went 0-4 in North Carolina. So 7-5. Then came back and won. Came back up here and won 8 straight. Coming home, and it stops halfway, and Lancers got him in a pickle. Porter throw down to third. Kashecki running him towards home. There's Krupkowski. Porter's going to come back to third now, and the throw gets away. Coming home from third is Porter. They had him in a pickle, and they can't get him. The throw down the third base line will score a run for the Tigers, and it's 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. Oh, man. 3-1 count. The bases are empty, but the Tigers get another run across on a throw in air, one down the third base line, and it's 3-0. This one's going to be popped up to the right side. That's going to go foul out of play, and the count runs full 3-2. Three and 2 for Porter. That's his second run of the day. There's ball 4. It's a walk. That's going to be another base runner for the Tigers. And Tommy coming in has done a really good job of limiting base runners, but he's given up a base runner every inning so far today. Gave up 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Now the second here of the 4th. And here comes Belleville East. They're going to have a mound visit here conference. He will huddle here on the mound with Josh Lane, the assistant coach for the Lancers, out to talk. Trying to settle Tommy down, who it just feels like he just hasn't had his best stuff today. He's had some strikeouts, but he's given up too many base runners to what we know is the norm for him. One out, runner on at first. DH day, Augustus Jones will now bat for the Tigers with already one run across in the fourth. And Edwardsville this season is 16-0 when they score 5 runs or more. They already scored first in this ballgame. Jones will now step in for the second time. He was the second strikeout victim today of Tommy Krumkowski. He takes a strike 0-1. Like a double play ball here. Lancers grounding into a double play to end the third inning. And runners set the corners with 1 out. Check back at first. Runner in there safely in. Ragpa. Or check back in there. That one tagged just a little bit late. So it's going to be another pickle as between first and second. They tag him. He's going to be tagged out by Davis. 2 away. And that will empty the base paths again here for Edwardsville after they 1-out walk. And Lancers finally able to play a little base running games here and get it out. It's been tough here. I feel like the Tigers have done a good job today just running the base paths. They brought 3 runs home. And this is the thing. They've brought 3 runs home today without any balls put in play. All 3 runs have came without being the ball put in play. They've scored 2 in the first on 2 wild pitches and just scored the third on a error down the third base line on a run pickle. It's going to go outside 2-1. Had Porter stuck between third and home. He broke for home as they were trying to bunt suicide squeeze him in and did not make contact with the ball. And well, the Lancers almost had him. And a throw down the third base line on an E1. Just made it 3-0 Tigers. 3-1 count. And the pitch. Ball 4 and another walk in the inning. Second back-to-back.
Next up, the pitcher number 1. Ball.
It's Tommy's 3rd walk of the day. Now bringing the start today, Hunter Baugh. First pitch, a strike 0-1. Ball who got a double with 2 outs back in the second. Tommy trying to get this last out here. Send this to the bottom of the 4th, see if the offense can get it going. Had an opportunity. That one's going to be fouled off, 1-2. Had an opportunity at third to not come home and score. Tommy now at 71 pitches today, now 72 on that one. This will most likely be his last batter, I would assume, of the day if they can get him out. Be 4 innings out of Krumkowski, and there's a half swing. They're going to say he went. A strikeout for Tommy Krumkowski, 2 in the inning. He will finish with 5 on the day, but the Tigers get another run across on a throw-in air down the third base line, and Edwardsville makes it a 3-0 ball game. We go to the bottom of the fourth, halfway home in this one. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Three, 4, 5, 2 up for the Lancers here. Caden Kagas leading things off for Belleville. First pitch, ground ball hit left side. Shortstop Krebs will back in. Will fire over to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. It feels like that's been a story here, a common theme for about the starter for the Tigers. He's got a quick outs today to start off the inning. There's Kagas, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Next up, the center fielder, Reed Newmeyer.
So now bringing the Lancers center fielder, Reed Newmeyer. Yeah, first pitch to Reed. That is going to miss for a ball, 1-0. Newmeyer grounded out to second. First time up. He's going to foul this one off out of play, and it'll go 1-1. Looks like we're going to have activity here in the Tigers bullpen. Possibly do have a pitcher going down there, a player going down there, I guess. We'll miss inside 2-1. And we don't have looks like it's going to be Dax Dunhill, number 32, possibly getting ready to throw in the Tiger pen. 2-1. That's going to miss from the Edwardsville right-hander. And Bow 3-1. Bow at just 50 pitches compared to Tommy, though, we're 70. It's fouled off 3-2, and long top of the fourth. That's what the Tigers have been able to capitalize on, is long innings. First inning was very long, all with 2 outs, and then that top of the fourth very long. And base running's been very good today for the Tigers. I know they've been picked off twice, but they've scored all 3 runs due to good base running. That's inside. Reed Newmeyer's on. And the Lancers have a 1-out base runner. They were only shut down 1, 2, 3 in that first. They've had a base runner on every inning since then.
The third baseman, Gabe Kashicki.
1 out to bring up Gabe Kashecki, the Lancer third baseman. Flew out to right first time up. First pitch. This one's going to be hit into left center. That ball's going to be down for a base hit. Coming around second. This is going to be Newmeyer. He'll take third. Kashecki's taking 2. The throw was inside, but the ball got away. And Gabe is into second. Belleville East has responded a little bit. Second and third, one out, and an opportunity to get on the board. Had runners at the corners. One out lasted and a double play to end it. Now second and third, one out, and see if East can get something cooking here. As the Tigers coach is out of the dugout, we're going to have a mound visit on the plate for the Tigers. See if Bow, again, .32 ERA. And they have started to get activity going now in the Tiger pen. Had a right-hander throwing in Dax Dunhill. Also going down there is Tony Erblin for the Tigers. Two guys starting to get loose. This Bow will stay in for now. He's going to face Lindemann. He singled off him to the left side first time up. We'll take another single on the left side. I'll bring home a run. Second and third, one out. For the Lancers, down by 3.
Once again, hitting for the Lancers, the catcher, Brody Lindemann.
Lindemann with 21 RBIs on the season. Chance to bring home number 22 and possibly number 23. See what Brody can do. Koshecki on at second, Newmeyer at third. The pitch. Stay right. Count goes 0-1. And the 0-1. That one's going to miss outside. 1-1 now is the count here on Lindemann. One. There's a strike, 1-2. Big pitch coming from Bow, 1-2. Just 2 strikeouts on the day for him. That's the lowest ERA on the Edwardsville pitching staff, but a swing and a miss as a drop third strike. As throw down to first is high, but stepping on the bag is Powell, 2 away. And a big strikeout for Bow. Ball 2 out. And they'll bring in the sophomore Angus Gartland. I'd like him to launch another home run. He launched his first of his varsity career yesterday against Chabot. 5 RBIs on the season coming in. He's got 2 runners on. Struck out swinging first time up. First pitch to Gartland. Takes a strike 0-1. Edwardsville in the top of the 5th when we get there. We'll have 9-1-2 due up. Starting with Nick Sherardo going back to Jack Kurgan and Lucas Krebs, the top part of the order. 9-1-2 for the Tigers. There's a strike 0-2. Gabe at second, that double, only second hit of the day for the Lancers. We play in the 4th. Also in the 5th, they'll have some more updates in Southwestern Conference play. 0-0 is the score in O'Fallon in the bottom of the 2nd. That was, of course, 2 innings ago. We'll see what we got over there. And, of course, Belleville West and East St. Louis also in action. Just misses, and it goes 1-2. Lancers need a win today to control their own destiny going into next week for a chance at the Southwestern Conference title. The pitch just fouled off by Gartland. Still 1-2. Edwardsville next week will get O'Fallon and East St. Louis. Doubleheader with the Flyers. 2 matchups against the Panthers. Lancers will get the K-Hawks of Collinsville. And in the Redbirds of Alton will get the Maroons of Belleville West. 1-2 pitch coming. Here it is to Gartland. Misses outside. Tried to frame it. Was Waltenberger to miss. 2-2. Counts even up. Tigers 6-1 in conference play. Lancers are 7-2. Started off conference play at the sweep of Belleville West, split with Alton, swept O'Fallon. And the pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and Garland goes down swinging. Lancers had second and third, one out, back-to-back strikeouts by Bow. He's got 4 on the day, and the Lancers will strand 2. We move to the 5th. 3-0 Tigers. Back in a moment. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Nick Sciarotto will step up for the Tigers. The brother of Joe Sciarotto, the commit to Alabama next year in the SEC. Second baseman today for the Tigers. He flew out the center first time up, and the first pitch taken for a strike 0-1. 3-0 game in the top of the 5th here. Pitch, swing, get a miss, got him to chase. Tommy back out there 5th inning. Kind of thought maybe he'd finish off to the 4th, but out there for one more inning and see if we can get one more good inning out of him. The 0-2, that one's going to miss 1-2. 75 pitches so far from Tommy in this top of the 5th. And, well, look at the conference. You'd take probably 3 runs. You know, only giving up 3 against Edwardsville. So a swing and a miss. Tommy back-to-back Ks going to the 4th. That's his 6th of the day. So, I mean, he's had the strikeout pitch working. It's just allowed too many base runners and more pitchers than, or base runners than usual than we know in the normal Tommy Krumkowski. So now it goes back to the top of the order, and Jack Kurgan, the left fielder, ground out a strikeout, 0 for 2. Working on those score updates in the conference as promised. See, first pitch misses 1-0. When picking up again, that one's inside, will miss 2-0. As it's a 2-0 coming as the first 2 of Mr. Krumkowski. Conference standings coming into today. Lancers were in second. See, Tigers in first, 6-1. Lancers in second at 7-2. O'Fallon and Belleville West tied at third at 5-4, and those 2 split their series. Shows you how close the Southwest Conference has been. It feels like everyone's either split or has swept, and those 2 games have been very close. As there's a strike, and they'll go 3-1. Alton 5-5. Collinsville 3-6, and East St. Louis in last at 0-9. So it's 3-2. So it's going to be popped up to the left side. Tommy will catch it, fire over to first, throw goes away. Take it second will be Kurgan. Another throw in air by Belleville East today. And it leads to a runner at score position for the Tigers with 1 out.
Shortstop, number 8. Krebs.
1 out, runner at second. I'll bring in Lucas Krebs, the shortstop. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out to Krumkowski in a single. So with those standings in mind, here's your scores for you today. O'Fallon took the first game against Collinsville on Tuesday in the series 7-3. They lead 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth at O'Fallon. 1-0 bottom five. And over at East St. Louis, the Maroons took the first game at home on Tuesday 16-1. They lead the Flyers in the second game of the series 7-0 in the bottom of the fourth. So it looks like if those two scores would hold for O'Fallon and Belleville West, they'd be deadlocked still at third. That's 6-4. Maroons will get Belleville West next week. Panthers will get the Tigers. Everyone's going to play next week with Edwardsville having two different series. Took them a while to play in Southwestern Conference. Playing a fair ball down the first base line. Coming from second, scored easily, is going to be Kurgan. An RBI single for Krebs, and it's 4-0 Tigers at the top of the fifth. Good hit ball down the right field line. Krebs' 13th RBI of the year. And it's 4-0 with Joe Sciardo stepping in. Sciardo hit by pitch and a flyout today. Probably one of the best hitters on this Tiger team, one of their best pitchers for sure, but also can hit, leading the team in home runs with 6, leading the team in RBIs with 31. He takes a strike 0-1. Does have a run. He was the first run of the game. Flew out the center in the third. Check back at first, in there safely. This Krebs, that's his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 3 now and an RBI. Tigers, their fourth run. They just need one more to get to their ballpark number of 5. They're 16-0 when they do that. They have not lost a game this year, and they score first. They did that today, 17-0 in the year. And their pitching is 13-1. They give up 4 less. The only loss was to Belleville West, 2-1. 13-1. 0-2 coming from Tommy Kromkowski. Check back at first, in there safely. When opponents for Belleville East, when they give up 5 runs or more this year, 5-9. Trying to avoid that here. They are 13-3 and they allow 4 less. That one's going to miss 1 and 2. But their offense, they got to get some runs here. They've only scored 5 runs in 16 of the 30 ball games on the year, which they'll have to get to today to win. Up, Narpickle, this is the third one of the game. Can the Lancers get him out? Throw down to second. Going back to first is Krebs. Tracking him down is Davis. Falls down, trying to slide to make the play. Did he get the tag? He did. I mean, he went like, went and grabbed him. Fall down was Davis to make the play. Pretty much slid with Krebs to the dirt. It makes the play as Davis at our pickoff, round number 2. And a 1-2 count. Tommy trying to get the last strike and the last out at the end of the 1-2 pitch. And not go 2-2s and misses. That's going to be a hit by pitch and a second hit by pitch for Joe Sciardo. And another base runner for the Tigers. And here comes Coach Wiggs out of the first base dugout of the Lancers. And that looks like that's going to be the day for Tommy Kromkowski. Will finish with 4 2/3. And he will be charged, the runner, at first base. Tigers have scored 1 in this inning. They lead 4-0. 2 outs, runner on at first. Back in a moment, a pitch and change. For the Lancers, we'll tell you about it when we come back. New pitcher to tell you about for Grady Davis. New pitcher to tell you about, it's Grady Davis here for Belleville East, coming in with a runner at first at 2 outs. Davis making his 12th appearance of the year, comes in 2-1. He's pitched in 29 innings, giving up 13 runs, 11 of them earned. It's good for a 2.66 ERA. As the catcher, cleanup hitter Max Waltenberger in for the Tigers. He's 1 for 1. He's gone base twice, a walk and a single. 32 strikeouts on the season for Davis to just 7 walks, a 7.72 Ks per 7. Looks like they balk. That's what I believe it was, and it is a balk for Grady Davis to open up the inning. And that's going to move Gerardo from first out to second. And the Tigers once again have a runner in scored position. For a 0.93 whip on the season for Davis. Hitters are batting 187 against him with a 263 OBP. Now the first pitch of the at-bat will miss for a ball, 1-0. On the scoreboard here in runs, hits, and errors for the visiting Tigers of Edwardsville, 4-4-0. And for the home team, the Lancers of Belleville East, 0-2-3. Committed their third error of the inning. First committed error earlier this inning was the third of the game. Strike 1-1. Committed 2 last inning. Playing in the 5th. That one's going to miss inside, 2-1. Lancers will get Triad tomorrow here at home. Then you'll get Collinsville next week and wrap out on Memorial Day with a non-conference tilt against the Highland Bulldogs. 2-1. That's inside. Gets away from Lindemann, but not very far. And runner will stay put at second, 3-1. 3-1 count coming. That one's going to miss, ball 4. And a walk for Waltenberger. Last 4 have reached for the Tigers. And the first batter Davis faces is a walk, and they're at the first and second, 2 out. I'll have another courtesy run. I believe it's going to be Porter, who will courtesy run at first for the Tigers catcher Waltenberger, and it will be in number 7, Logan Porter. 2 on, 2 out now, bringing Powell. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, trying to avoid a hat trick. He really avenge himself here with 2 on. See, first pitch misses outside, 1-0. Comes into today with 21 RBIs. Pitch, swing, and a miss, 1-1. Davis is able to get one past him. Now it's hit the middle. It was a hit run. Scored from second. Will be Gerardo, and it's 5-0 Tigers. An RBI single for Powell. His 22nd of the year, and Tigers have scored 2 in this inning. 5-0 in the top of the 5th. Added on to the lead for the Tigers in this ball game. 2 in the first, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th for the Tigers. Grayson Ragbell will step in, and Powell avenged himself. RBI single after striking out the first 2 times up. It's 0-1. Ragbell, the right fielder, he's 0 for 1. Grounded out to second, walked last time up. He was picked off at first. Pitch. Ground ball hit up the middle. Second baseman Smith goes off of his glove into the outfield. Coming home. The throw's in time. Letterman has the tag. He got him. Lancers get out of that one. Oh, man. I mean, Smith made a great play, sliding to his right, but it went off his glove into the outfield, but recovered it, and coming around third was Porter, and Smith delivers a great throw at home to get the base runner out. We've played 4.5. Tigers add on 2 more. It's a 5-0 game to the bottom of the 5th. Back in a moment. This is Lancer Baseball on the Bellevue's Broadcast Network. First pitch here to Nosfair is coming. That's going to hit him. First pitch, hit by pitch. The Lancers have a leadoff runner on to start the bottom of the 5th. Leadoff runners on for Belleville East. Down by 5. Gave up 2 in the top half. And would like to get those back here and then some. Good start. As Hunter Bow is still the pitcher for the Tigers, staying in. Adam Jones, or Adam Jones. Jalen Jones, Adam Smith. I combined those 2 names. Adam Smith is the one hitting here. As Jalen Jones came out earlier in this game for an injury, and hopefully he's all right. Had a little bit of collision down at second. 0-1, 0-1's the count on Smith. First at bat of the game. Batting .267, 365 OBP. 311 slugging, no home runs, 9 RBIs. Been a great play to finish out the top half of the 5th. Threw out a runner at home. It's 0-2. One will miss, 1-2. No activity for the Tigers in their bullpen. Did have some in the 4th. But obviously got out of that jam with 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Now to give up a run. That one's fouled off. And a 1-2 coming. And the pitch. Smith, it hit him. Did they say he swung? It looks like it's going to be called a foul ball. It's a 1-2. Breaking ball. That one's going to miss 2-2. This one's hit into right center, and this one's going to be caught. Great play by Rakba, moving to his right to track that one down. There's one away.
The leadoff hitter, Tommy Gramkowski.
That's the order. Tommy Krupkowski will stay in as the DH now. He started off the game. The final line for Krupkowski, 4 2/3, 6 Ks, 4 walks, 4 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned. And 2 hit by pitches on the day for Krupkowski. He bats here 0 for 1 hitting-wise. Strikeout and a walk. He's put up 2 very good quality at-bats. He's worked the count. There's a strikeout and 1. It's 1 out, runner on at first. Tigers got that 5th run, top of the 5th. They are now at 5. They're 16-0 when they score 5 or more. They're 17-0 when they score first. They've done both of that. And they're 13-1 when they give up 4 or less in the game. They've done that and a pop out in foul territory. 2 away. The catch was made by the Tiger first baseman, Tyler Powell. 2 outs in the inning for Belleville East after a leadoff hit by pitch to start the inning. Now bringing in the original shortstop, now starting pitcher Grady Davis. 0 for 2, a strikeout, ground into a double play today. Runner on at first. First pitch. This is for a ball, 1-0. Tigers in the top of the 6th are going to send 7, 8, 9 up. Pitch. Ground ball top foul down the third base line, 1-1. And the 1-1. That one will miss, so we'll go 2-1 now. One to Davis. There's a strike, give it up at 2 apiece. Bow with 4 strikeouts on the day. Got 2 as the last 2 outs in the 4th. Looking for number 5 and possibly his last batter of the day. We'll see. With 2 outs in the 5th. 2-2 coming. Here it is from the Tiger right-hander. Ground ball hit right side. Second baseman's there for the Tigers. Flip the short out, and that's going to end the inning. 4-6 ended. We go to the 6th inning. Tigers lead 5-0. Back in a moment here from Belleville East. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. First pitch of the top of the 6th misses for a ball, 1-0. 5-0 Tigers here. Student Stack with you on a Thursday afternoon. Tigers have, it's been all Edwardsville in this one. Scored 5, and they get a leadoff base runner on, a leadoff single into center field. DH for the Tigers, Jones. Augustus Jones gets on.
Next up, the pitcher number 1.
Jones on for the 2nd time, now bringing Hunter Ball, the starter. 1 for 2, a double and a strikeout, and he's pitched a very good ball game. 5 scoreless innings. Tigers looking for more run support. Ball trying to help himself out. First pitch from Davis coming to by. Ball, that one's going to miss inside, 1-0. Davis relieving Krupkowski, got the last out, did give up a run. It was charged to Krupkowski last inning. Was able to get the last out. There's a strike, 1-1. Lancers can't come back in this one. Will need help from O'Fallon next week. We need the Panthers to sweep the Tigers, and Lancers will have to sweep Collinsville to claim a share of the Southwestern Conference title if they are to lose today. Cavaliers came in dropping their last 5. They're 3-7. In their last 10. Have not won in 2 weeks. It's 1-2. Ground ball hit. Up the middle, shortstop Monroe is there. Flips the second out. Smith the first. Double play. 6-4-3. And erases the leadoff base runner for Edwardsville. 2 outs down the 6th inning. Now bring in the
hitting for Edwardsville.
would be Nick Gerardo, but it's going to be a pinch hit by number 18, Connor Ahmed. Ball, strike 1 to him. This is his first at-bat of the day. He'll go 1-1 on him. 2 outs in the 6th. Comes in batting .292, .433 OBP, .292 slugging, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Now it'll miss outside 2-1. Lancers will have 3-4-5 to up in the bottom of the 6th. That'll be Caden Kagas started things off. Reed Newmeyer will follow. Gabe Koshecki will bat third. That one's fouled down the left field line. 2-2. It's evened up. Grady trying to get that last out. There's a strikeout for Grady. On to the bottom of the 6th. Lancers looking for some runs. 5 outs to score. Back in a moment. This is Lancer Baseball on Belleville's Broadcast Network. New pitcher for Edwardsville at the bottom of the 6th. Tony Eberlin is in for the Tigers. Replacing Hunter Powell. We're going to get his line for you in just a moment. I'm finishing tallying that up as Caden Kagas takes the first pitch for a ball 1-0. Getting late. Lancers down the last 6 outs. The 1-0 is hit into right center, and it's not going to stay up. It's going to be caught for first down in the inning. 1 away.
Next up for the Lancers, center fielder Reed Newmeyer.
Final line for the Edwardsville start today. Hunter Brow. 5 shutout innings. 4 Ks, 3 walks, 2 hits, no runs, and 1 hit by pitch on the day. First pitch to Newmeyer misses for a ball 1-0. Ground down and a walk. Reed fouls that one off, 1-1. Now down to your last 5 outs here. Lancers will get Triad tomorrow at home. Collinsville for 2 in Southwestern Conference play next week. And we'll finish off with Highland on the Monday on Memorial Day. Be the 26th. 26th of May before they'll get Collinsville on the 28th in regional play against the Jayhawks at O'Fallon. That one's going to miss, and it'll go 3-1. Panthers will get Alton 3 versus 5 in that matchup. Lancers have 2 versus 6. The pitch. Fouled off, 3-2. On the other side of the regional, the regional at Belleville West, the Tigers, the 1 seed, will get Granite City. And there's a strikeout of Newmeyer, 2-way. Got him looking.
Now hitting for the Lancers, the third baseman, number 1, Dave Kashiki.
Okay, Granite City on the 28th of May. First pitch will miss for a ball 1-0 to Kasheki, the Lancer third baseman, 1 for 2 today. While the 4-seeded Maroons who host the regional get 7-seed Quincy on that Thursday, the 29th. Them two will play at 11 a.m. on the 31st of May on a Saturday. So it goes 1-1. Lancers softball will also, I believe, will be at Belleville West. They will also get Collinsville in the regional semifinal. That one's a strike 1 and 2. Lancers volleyball will at least be at home that week. They will get an opponent to be determined. They'll play the winner. We find out who it is. I have to look at the bracket again. I haven't looked at it in a few days. They will get either Collinsville or Alton as Kasheki's down. A 1-2-3 inning for Tony Erblin, who comes in and pitches a 1-2-3 and keeps it a shutout for the Tiger pitching staff. 5-0 to the 7th. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Jack Kurgan will be pinch hit here to start off the 7th. He finishes his day 0 for 3. Grounded out, struck out, reached down in air. As the first pitch from Davis in the 7th inning, his third inning work will miss 1-0 to the pinch hitter for the Tigers in Nolan Curry. Next pitch, a strike 1-1. Curry comes in batting with a 0 average. He is 0 for 7 on the season. Has 2 strikeouts on the year and has not reached yet with the walk or hit by pitch or anything. All his zeros in his season so far. So looking to get on for the first time this year. That one's fouled off, and it'll go 2-2, even up again. 1, 2, 3, 2 up for the Tigers. Trying to get any more run insurance they can get. They're already up by 5. And the Lancers will be down their last 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Hit into right center, and it is down. Curry with this first hit of the day, first hit of the year, actually. And it's a leadoff single for the Tigers here in the top of the 7th.
Batting next for the Tigers, number 8, Krebs.
Bringing it, Lucas Krebs, the shortstop. Courtesy runner on at first. Jack Coogan is going to go back and run. Kurgan will go back and run at first. As Krebs is in, he's got 2 hits his last 2 times up, including an RBI. 2 for 3 today. First pitch will miss low, 1-0. Here on the scoreboard, and runs, hits, and errors for the visiting Tigers of Edwardsville. 5-7-0 for the Lancers of Belleville East, the home team. Looking at 0-2-3. Goes 2-0 here on Krebs. We're getting our look here at the Southwestern Conference as games are starting to wrap up today on a Thursday. 2 matchups, Collinsville and O'Fallon, and then Belleville West and East St. Louis. Let's get those scores for you right now. Add those for you in just a moment. And folks, Collinsville has a lead at O'Fallon, 5-2 in the last inning. I'm not sure when they scored those runs. It was 1-0 going to the 6th. They've scored 5 in the last 2 innings. And the K-Hawks are trying to upset O'Fallon. O'Fallon 5-4, Collinsville 3-6. 5-2 K-Hawks in the top of the 7th. Davis will step off and a 3-1 count coming. And let's get the last one, which is Belleville West and East St. Louis. There is a strike, 3-2. Runs full after a leadoff walk, and it's 11-0 Belleville West. And I believe that one is going to be it will be in run rule territory when they get to the bottom of the 6th. So West and Collinsville leading the respective matchups, and now a hit by pitch. 2 on, nobody out for the Tigers to start off the 7th. They're looking for more run support, run insurance.
Next up, the center fielder, number 27, Joe Shirono.
Joe Shirono will step in. 0 for 1, 2 hit by pitches and a flyout today. Tigers scored 2 in the first, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Pitch to Shirono. Fouled off 0-1. Shirono pitched a very good game on Tuesday against the Lancers. He went the full 7, pitching a shutout in the 7-0 win for the Tigers. That one's fouled off 1-1. 0-2, sorry. Oh, 2. This one hit. Foul again. Schroeder with an opportunity. 2 on here. No out. 31 RBIs on the year for the Alabama commit. That one's going to miss high. Go 1-2. One and two, and our pitch coming after a foul ball. That one's going to miss outside. I'll go 2-2. This one's popped up again. Foul territory. Kakis running for it near the fence. Has to let that one go out of play. Another 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss and a strikeout.
One down here in the seventh.
Davis picks up his second K of the day. There's
Back up the catcher, number 25.
one out in the seventh with 2 away, and I'll bring in Max Waltenberger, the catcher. Waltenberger 1 for 1, 2 walks and a single. He's got a big day at the plate, and that one's going to be hit into right center. That one's down, coming around third's another run. Here comes Kurgan. He will score 6-0. Going to third is Krebs. RBI single. Waltenberger. Tigers get another run. His 18th RBI of the year, and the Tigers are looking for more. First and third, 1 out. This will be another pinch hitter. Will Downs will be in the spot of Powell. Powell went 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts and an RBI single. Then we're going to have a courtesy runner at first for Edwardsville for the catcher. That's going to be, well, let's see, I don't think I have a 13. That's going to be Tristan Lance for the Tigers, who will courtesy run over at first. For Kurgan with Powell pinch hit by Will Downs. Powell went 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts and an RBI single. Davis will throw it down to first, in there safely. Will Downs first at bat today. At an 071, 480 OBP though. He's got no home runs, 1 RBI. Fouls that one back 0-1. 25 plate appearances on the year. The 0-1. There's a strike on 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Here it comes from Davis, looking for the second out of the inning. His third K of the afternoon, and it's going to miss. First out was a strikeout. Runners at the corners here. This one's hit into right center. It'll be the center fielder, Rumai Runner, makes the catch, tagging from third. Throw will be cut off, another run will score. RBI sac fly for Downs, his second RBI of the year. And it makes it 7-0 Tigers. 2 runs in the 7th inning. It's going to be really tough for the Lancers to come back down 7 with 3 outs to go. Grayson Rackbo will now step in. First pitch from Davis. It's going to be a strike 0-1. Lancers this season, I want to say this, they have not won a game when the opponent has scored 7 or more. They haven't been able to do that. Came in as a team 5-9 when opponents score 5 or more. They're looking for more to left center. It's going to get down for a base hit. 2 on, 2 out. So bringing Augustus Johns, the DH. He's 1 for 2, strikeout, walk, and a single. First pitch popped up right side. This one, I believe, is going to stay in play on the foul side near the dugout, and it just gets out, hits the dugout roof. I was hoping it would stay in play where Kakis could make a play. He was running towards it right near the dugout fence. Instead, it's fouled off, out of play, 0-1. Lancers' last hope in the bottom of the 7th. We'll go down to Brody Linneman, Angus Gartland, and Nas Ferris. Lancers came in today trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. No luck so far. This one's hit into center. Newmeyer coming in, makes the catch, and that's going to end the inning. 2 more runs for the Tigers and RBIs by Waltenberger and Downs. And now Belleville East is down to the last 3 outs. 7-0 to the bottom of the 7th. This is Lancer Baseball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Top bottom of the 7th. Lancers are down the last 3 outs. Tigers score 2 in the top half of the 7th. It's a 7-0 game. 1-0 to the Lindemans. The first one misses. That second one will miss. And Belleville East will need 7 this inning to keep this one alive. Been a rough afternoon of baseball for the Lancers. Haven't been able to come through. They've had opportunities. There's no doubt about it. They had some good ones. Second and third, 1 out, 1 inning. First and third, 1 out. Did not score both times. Strike 2 and 2. Trying to avoid 6 straight losses, but looks like that's being written on the wall right now. 2-2. Just misses, and it's a full count now on the Lancer sophomore catcher. Lancers will get triad tomorrow, non-conference play. So fouled back in the council next week, and with this win, Edwardsville will just need to win 3 out of 4 next week. They'll most likely sweep East St. Louis and just need to split them with O'Fallon to claim the conference championship outright. There's strike 3. Lindeman's down looking, 1 away.
Next up for the Lancers,
Angus Gartland out of bat 0 for 2. He struck out twice, trying to avoid the hat trick. On our last 2 outs, Tony Erblin still out there. His second in the work, try to close this one out for the Tigers. Coming up on our Lancer Baseball postgame show, recap this one, get you all the stats for you. And the final look at the Southwestern Conference tonight going into the last week. Next week, it's going to be some interesting matchups. Edwardsville and O'Fallon, Collinsville and Belleville East, and Alton Belleville West should be interesting as well. Going to be a great one. 0-2. Foul back. In the playoffs the week after, and feels like the path to a regional championship for Belleville East, it feels like it's I feel like it's doable for sure. You get Collinsville you've not seen yet, so you're going to know a lot more about him by the end of next week. There's a fly ball and right down the right field line. Right fielder Ragba in foul territory makes the catch, and Lancers down the last out. You'll get them, and then you'll either get O'Fallon or Alton. Two teams. I mean, you split with Alton. You swept O'Fallon. Split with Alton, swept O'Fallon. This is the last Lancer hope tonight to be Oz Ferris down the last out. I feel like you can do very well against those two. I feel like you have a good shot. So then, it feels like that path is doable. And then other side I think is really interesting. I mean, I think both regionals, I think you have your favorites. I think there's more of a favorite, obviously, in the West Regional with Edwardsville. But I think the Maroons, if they get to that regional championship, will put up a battle. Obviously, you see them split with the Tigers this regular season in conference play, that conference series. Lost 10-3 and won 2-1, so we'll see how that goes. But I feel like the O'Fallon one's just wide open. I don't think there is really any fair. I'd like to say the Lancers obviously being the highest seed, but they've lost 5 straight, and you feel like O'Fallon could beat them because those both games are really close. Obviously, Alton split. You don't know how it will go against Collinsville next week. By the way, the Jayhawks were leading 5-2 in the 7th over the Panthers. We'll have that final score for you in a moment on their postgame as it's 3-1. Now it's working in that bat here. The Lancers are trying to keep this one alive. This will be a 3-1. It'll be a swing and a miss, and the Lancers are down their last out, 3-2. One more score update for you as well from softball. And the Lancer softball team did knock off Edwardsville 9-5 tonight at home. Full count. That one's going to be hit foul out of play. Now 22-5. They had a little, I'd say, some hiccups early midway through, but they've won some ball games now. Winners of, I believe now 12 straight. That one's going to miss ball 4, and Oz is on 2-out walk. And that's a team that lost some big seniors last year. There's no doubt about it. So Lancers are down their last out. Adam Smith will be the last hope. He flew out to right. First time up, he's 0 for 1. As mentioned, Belleville softball also get, of course, Collinsville in the regional semifinal. Smith jumps on the first pitch, hitting the left center. The center fielder's over. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to be the ball game. Tigers win this one 7-0. They sweep the Southwestern Conference Series, improving to 19-8 on the year, and 7-1 record in Southwestern Conference play. The Lancers dropped to 18-13. They've lost 6 straight and fall to 7-3 on the season in conference play. We'll talk about it next. And we welcome into our Lancer baseball post-game show this afternoon. Lancers fall in Southwestern Conference play. They get swept here in this conference series. The Tigers of Edwardsville dropping this one 7-0. See exactly both games in this conference series with the Tigers drop 7-0 on Tuesday. And then today, Belleville East, just offense never got to go against this Tiger pitching staff. This is a ball club that's always been really good. And it feels like this year you take out a 0-4 trip down to North Carolina, they are 19-4 outside of that trip. They have done a really, really good job this season. And the way they play, they can hit, they can score. They came into today as a team averaging over almost 7 runs per ball game, 6.81 to be exact, only giving up 3.5 runs per game. They give up 0 back-to-back shutouts. Joe Sherardo had the first one on Tuesday, and then Hunter Bowell and Tony Erblin out of the bullpen combined for a shutout today as the Tigers knock off the Lancers 7-0. Belleville East in these two games only had 5 hits combined with no runs. 5 hits combined. And also an issue, they committed 3 errors in the ball game, and that hurt them yesterday. Gave up 200 runs thanks to 2 errors, and they lost to Jabot 8-5. The Lancer offense is really, I would say, the bats have cooled down over the last few weeks. The pitching has slid a little bit. Obviously, it's tough facing a very good Tiger team today. Would like to probably not give up as many as 7, but base running was huge today for the Tigers. They scored 3 runs. Their first 3 runs were scored on base running. They had 2 runs scored on 2 wild pitches after 2 stolen bases. They got another run on a pickle down this third base line going from third to home, and the ball gets away on a throw in there. That brought home another run for the Tigers, and they ultimately will win this one 7-0. They can hit, they can pitch, they can win ball games. Obviously, their coach, Tim Funkhauser, very, very good. He's been in this business for a long time. He knows how to win. He's got his Tigers rolling, who are looking for their fourth straight trip to state, and their 5th in the last 6 years. They've won 3 titles since 2018 in that time span. 2018, 2022, 2023. They finished 3rd at state last year, and they're looking for obviously first place this year. And they're rolling so far in conference play, who now they feel like they are in a comfortable, very comfortable spot going into the last week of conference, as they're going to get O'Fallon, and all they need to do is split. They will play East St. Louis for 2 in a doubleheader. All they need to do is split with O'Fallon, and they will have the Southwestern Conference Championship, even if the Lancers win both games against the K-Hawks next week. That's why Belleville needed at least split. They needed at least split this series. They are unable to with the Tigers, and now they'll need help. They'll need O'Fallon or East St. Louis to give them a combined 2 losses next week, and Lancers will have to go 2-0 to at least clinch a share, to get a share of the Southwestern Conference title, but very unlikely with the way Edwardsville's been playing this season. So let's go and talk about the starting pitching today for Belleville. Tommy Kripkowski, I don't think he had really that bad of an outing. It just felt like he gave up. I'm gonna take a seat. I haven't taken a seat in a minute, folks. Just kind of felt like he had too many base runners, and it was kind of more than what we're normally expecting out of Tommy Kripkowski. It feels like he doesn't give up that many, but he gave up a lot today. He only went 4 2/3. He gave up a total of 10, as he walked 4, gave up 4 and also hit 2 different batters in the ball game, and gave up 5 earned runs, 5 runs total. Grady Davis came in relief, went 2 1/3, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned. Did not hit a batter in his relief. But as I mentioned, Edwardsville's pitching staff pitched another shutout, 14 shutout innings against this Lancers offense, as Hunter Bowell picks up the win. He went 5 shutout innings, 4 Ks, 3 walks, 2 hits, no runs, and 1 hit by pitch. He improves to 4-0 on the season. Tony Erblin comes in relief. He'll get the save. Nope, sorry, it was not a save opportunity. I apologize. I thought he went 3 innings. He only went 2. 2 innings of shutout baseball, 3 Ks, 1 walk, no hits, no runs, and no hit by pitches. On the scoreboard, runs, hits, and errors for the visiting Tigers of Edwardsville, 7-9-0. And for the Lancers of Belleville East, 0-2-3. Let's go to take a look at the Southwestern Conference. I got to get 2 scores for you. I forgot to look at here. Give me 1 second, folks. I forgot to get those for you, and I apologize. I was like, let me go look at Countsville and Collinsville and O'Fallon, but Coach Wiggs, or not Coach Wiggs, Coach Zerdel is our PA today. I haven't talked to him in a minute. Good to see him today. It was like, can you get softball? I was like, yeah, I'll get softball for you. 5-2, Collinsville knocks off O'Fallon. They're going to split that series. What a big win for the K-Hawks today. Oh, man. That's a big win for Collinsville. Wow. Wow. So Belleville West, I believe, is going to have sole possession of third. Let me get this for you, folks. All right, we got two scores to report for you. In O'Fallon, as I mentioned, 5-2, the final for Collinsville. They were down 1-0 going to the sixth. I wonder when they scored those runs, if it was in the sixth or seventh or both innings. They scored 5, and the last two innings went 5-2. They improved to 4-6 in conference play. O'Fallon falls to 5-5. Wow. Wow. Belleville West will defeat the Flyers of East St. Louis 13-0. They sweep that series, winning 16-1 on Tuesday, 13-0 today, and that gets the Maroons to 6-4. They'll get sole possession of third. Flyers fall to 0-10. So let me get the final standings for you here. Let me write all this down, and we will sign off tonight. One second, folks. Wow. So Alton and O'Fallon are going to be tied for fourth now at 5-5. All right, this is the full look at the Southwestern Conference standings going into the final week next week. Edwardsville's in first at 7-1. Lancers are in second at 7-3. Belleville West in third at 6-4. O'Fallon and Alton are tied at fourth at 5-5 record. Collinsville's in sixth at 4-6. And East St. Louis in last at 0-10. Next week in Southwestern Conference play for the final week. Belleville East will host Collinsville on Tuesday. I believe we're going to have that game. I believe so, yeah, because volleyball will be off. So we will be back out here Tuesday for baseball against Collinsville. That'll be a 4:15 first pitch, 4:30 first pitch, 4:15 pregame as always. Edwardsville will play O'Fallon. They'll also play East St. Louis Wednesday in a doubleheader to get their last 4 games. And Alton will take on Belleville West next week to finish out conference play. And only 2 more games left in conference play. As I mentioned, the Lancers will need help. They will need O'Fallon or East St. Louis. Pretty much Edwardsville will go 2-2 next week. Lancers will have to go 2-0 to at least get a share of the Southwestern Conference title, or obviously Edwardsville will go 1-3, but very unlikely next week. Back at it tomorrow. It's a 4:30 first pitch. Gets dry. I haven't looked at the weather, but I'm hoping we can get that one in. We'll be on the air at about 4:15 for the pregame show tomorrow afternoon. I mean, you're looking at about a 50% chance of rain at about 4 or 5 o'clock. So we'll see if that one gets in against the Triad Knights, who've been playing some good baseball. I forgot their record. They've won over 20 games this season, I believe. So that'll be a good one tomorrow, folks. Thanks for tuning in tonight, this afternoon here in Southwestern Conference play. The Tigers win this one 7-0, improving to 19-8 overall in the year. 7-1 in conference play. Lancers fall to 18-13. They've dropped their 6th straight ball game. 7-3 in conference play. Let's see if they can find a way to get back in the win column tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. 7-0 in the final as the Tigers knock off the Lancers. We wish you a great rest of your Thursday. Wish you a great weekend, and hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, hopefully see you next week for Lancer baseball on Tuesday against Collinsville. We're also going to have boys volleyball playoffs, which would be the next week after that Memorial Day week. It starts off Memorial Day. I'll have that for you as well here. So, and we'll see how it goes with the other sports. I most likely will not be able to do that baseball regional championship at O'Fallon, just because the time conflicts right now. That boys volleyball sectional semifinal that Saturday is scheduled for 5 o'clock, and then the baseball, that regional championship, that same day scheduled for 3 o'clock, and that sectional semifinal is at Belleville West. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking at probably softball, honestly, because I think they play early in the morning. That Saturday morning, so we might do that actually. We'll see how it goes though, folks, because I know we got it. Main focus is boys volleyball.